Today's the day.
Hello and welcome in another episode of the Critics Collective. I am the Dad Panther and I'm here with Manny and Mayte, and we're going to talk about The Woman in the Yard. Okay, before we get into that, first impressions, the highs and lows, and actually rate this at the end, I'm going to say, please subscribe, follow, share, retweet, repost, whatever the kids are doing for the algorithm, for the, the robots and the computers that are taking over the world and AI. Just help us out. Brand new channel on the road to 2000. We'd greatly appreciate that. Now, with that being said, IMDb says this about The Woman in the Yard. A mysterious woman repeatedly appears in a family's front yard, often delivering chilling and warning news and unsettling messages, leaving them to question their identity, motives, and the potential dangers she might pose. Yeah, before we get in first impression, I'm gonna let you know my first impressions. Mind you, I didn't see this movie, okay? Before Mayte tells her first impressions, I saw this and I said, hell no to the no. I don't know what the fuck this is about. I don't watch trailers, but there was some shit where this lady's in a veil and then her hands were like bleed. I'm like, you know what? And this shit sound like some back road type. Nah, we ain't doing it. With that being said, Mayte, what was your first impressions? Woman in the Yard.
I mean, my first impression, I thought it was gonna be like, it was giving me like kind of Conjuring supernatural vibes. So I was kind of excited. I like supernatural stuff, so I'm excited to see where it goes. And I love Blumhouse, so can't go wrong with Blumhouse.
They do be killing people. All right, Manny, what'd you think of this?
I thought exactly what you thought it was. Back road horror, family buys. House haunted, probably history, slave, some type of slave ghost lady trying to get the family, something like that. That's exactly what I thought it was.
Okay. I'm about to find out whether or not it was about that. Is it horror with a trauma twist? All right. So with that being said, Manny, what were your highs and lows for The Woman in the Yard? See, when you start off like that, this can't be good.
No. There was the acting. The main actress, Danielle, what's her last name?
Deadwyler?
Yeah, she did great. She's a great actor. I've watched her in that show P Valley and The Harder They Come. That's like the only two thing I've seen her in. But she did a great job in the film as far as acting and everything. Some sequences in the movie when it comes to like they have to close the window and you see the woman in the yard hand like the shadow trying to hide from the shadow. I like that, because it kind of creeped me out a little because when I was a kid, I used to tell me tales about don't play with your shadows and stuff. That kind of creeped me out as far as the whole shadow sequence in the film. The lows, I ain't like none of the characters. Especially the boy. Especially the son.
Oh my god!
I'm getting this vibe that you don't fuck with kids, man. Like,
no. Really said fucking kids.
Go check our review. We did the Wolf King. Iris and Manny talked about that. We did Electric State, another movie about kids. The Skeleton Crew. We did that from Disney Plus. Go check and see whether or not we enjoy kids or not, as I do.
So yeah,
wait, might say a minor. We're not doing that here. That's not what we talk about. Let's get this.
Definitely not.
You said it.
I did. I had to pick it up. Like, hey, I don't want no cases. Feel like Omarion, just like, dude, I got everything.
Nobody heard it. Let me just keep going. I'm like, I heard it.
You hear that song?
It could be edited out.
Yeah, we might not. We want to keep real reviews here. I'm just saying. So, all right. So Manny didn't like any of the characters. He keeps sighing. He keeps like, this is draining.
It just like some of the characters they were insufferable. Especially the mom. Like, it was a shitty mom. I understand she was like look.
Get it together.
You agree with me? Like the mom, I understand she had her trauma she dealt with, but god damn, even though I didn't like them kids, especially the
He
son,
said, "Fuck them kids again."
but the way she was treating them kids, like, hey, child services need to come around, like, check on them, you know. And she was like taking a lot of her trauma on them kids, throughout the movie, and one thing
You
is,
good over there? Both of you?
With that being said, we're just going. Hey, listen, Mayte, help us out.
no,
What are we? Are we missed
No,
some?
let
Like,
him finish his thought. Let him finish his thought.
so
He's going somewhere.
my last, I ain't gonna go too much detail about the whole cast, but my last thing was the twist, the whole twist.
don't tell us the twist.
The whole twist. I wish I
Oh,
could say it because that shit pissed me off.
I saw it coming though.
Yeah, but you know, maybe
I wish it was something different, but
yeah, me too. I wish it was. You know, some people might accept it, but certain people, it's kind of like a low way to present this
well, I'm a
type
little
of
confused on the ending. But we
yeah.
can talk about it after, since
You
it's spoiler free.
Yeah.
the end.
Because if y'all spoil it, y'all gonna get another lady at the front of y'all yard talking about like this movie up for 'em.
Right.
With that being said, Mayte, what's your highs and lows?
I don't even know if they're like highs and lows, but I guess more in the middles.
Damn,
You know,
the middle. Where's the middle for you then?
I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, I just feel like the initial impression of what you think it's gonna be, it's not the type of movie you think it is. I feel like because I understood just from the initial beginning of the movie, I was like, I kind of already knew where it was gonna go in the sense of like, okay, this is where it's starting off, and just other little things. It's like, okay, this is a little deeper than what it just is. So I got the deeper meaning aspect of the movie. So I think that was a high for me. Um, the low, I wanted it to be more supernatural or more. I It's not bad in the sense of I just it's not what I wanted it to be. That's the best way I can put it
Okay.
without scrutinizing the movie.
It could have been.
It had so much potential to be something very scary, especially with things coming out like Sinners coming out soon. I feel like it gave a similar vibe. It could have been something like that, but it was not at all. At all. It's more of a dealing with trauma type of thing, in my opinion. And like the mom, she really had to put shit to the side for her kids, and she did not do that. She was really like, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing started was more of she was just like, fuck this family. I think that's more of where it started from, and she kind of just like, I feel like it's more like you got to be careful what you say, because when it's taken away, is that really what you want? So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and rate this. Now, if it's your first time here, we rate it from 0 to 5. We've got some 5s out there. We've got some 0s out there, and even less that some people would say. Put in the comments what you think of this movie. Okay. We're talking about a new movie that just came out. It's the lady in the front yard, and she's just there. And we're not going to spoil anything. She's in the yard. She's not necessarily front yard. It could be front or back. I don't know how this property is set up. But with that being said, Manny, what rating do you give this? But wait, don't tell anybody yet, because we want you to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, and all the other stuff. I greatly appreciate that. I hate to be that guy. I never thought I'd be that guy. I watch TV like, oh man, anybody tell us who won the Masked Singer? Oh, we got to go Nick Cannon, get the hell out. But I'm now that guy. I'm so sorry to say that. With that being said, Manny, what is your rating?
Give it a 2.
A 2. Okay. Damn, Mayte just it's like a horror movie for her. She's like, the horror.
I would have given it a more, but it's it's like on this, like Mayte brought up, is about trauma, and it's just the way the movie ended. You thought it ended in a good, because I wish we could go on a deep dive as far as this movie goes to put spoilers out, because it would kind of explain how I felt about the ending, how he kind of put me in the down place, because I've had people in my life deal with that situation. I've dealt it, and you thinking it's in a good term is like, and the way it ended is like, what, fuck life, fuck this, just give up kind of situation. And I was like, it kind of,
so it puts you through trauma, is what you're saying.
it just put a bad taste in my mouth, man. They could have done a better. They should have just stuck with the supernatural. Just make some slave lady that's been suffering back then or tortured. That would have been fine with me, instead of going that route. They could have done a whole different story as far as that though.
That is interesting. That's an interesting sentence to say, because there's many people of color who are like, "Hey, listen, I'm sick. I'm sick of slave trauma. I'm sick of this shit. I want women to go ahead and speak their mind and be that person and that voice. That's what I want." And then Manny's like, "You know what? Give me another slave movie. I just want you to know it's been recorded. I know they came from my ass on the kids movie. I was justifiably so. And obviously they didn't watch that review, but they gonna come for you. If Lingo chops this up the way he probably is, they coming for you.
Yeah,
they coming for you. Damn. Tyler Perry may sign you to make you, write a movie for him, but Mayte,
Uncle Ruckus.
What rating are you gonna give this movie?
So for me, I was actually gonna, I'm giving it a 4. I liked it. Besides, it wasn't.
Man, he looks like you traded on him.
Yeah,
really.
That's okay. It wasn't what I expected, but it wasn't bad. I liked. It could have gave a lot more, yes, but I did like what it gave, in the sense of like the meaning. The ending, yes, it was a little confusing. I guess we may have to do a spoiler review to talk about it, because I feel like maybe we misunderstood the ending. Or like maybe we have different takes on the ending. It's always different perspectives. But yeah, it was good. But it, I liked the shadow part. The woman in the yard, like her power, I guess. Whatever it was. And the twist, even though it was like kind of leading up to it, I did like how they showed the twist.
Okay, so I'll say this: if we can get 20 likes, okay, we can't get the lady in the yard, but we can get these two to come back and maybe more to talk about it with some spoilers and have a discussion about that. But they both said they wanted more supernatural stuff, and Manny said he wanted more slave women in it. And so with that being said, listen, before we get out of here, we got Death of a Unicorn coming up soon to review. You said it, man. Don't look at me now. They coming for you.
Gotta be careful what you say.
Oh man,
everybody ride tonight. Death of a Unicorn. Look out for that review. It's coming soon. You could have been anywhere in the world that you chose to be here, and I greatly appreciate that. Until next time, Kalika.